Happy Easter, guys! This is a completely improvised kind of vlog. No, se vieni qui non ti prendo tanto. So, we made gnocchi, which are a completely non-typical food for Easter. Like, it's not something that you would usually eat during Easter, but we don't care because we were feeling like gnocchi, so we made some gluten-free version. And since you guys often ask me to share my recipes, which are technically not mine because they're usually my grandma's or my mom's, I'm gonna show you how we make them. To make gnocchi for 4 people, we're using 1 kilo of potatoes with yellow flesh. We put them in a pot with water to boil them. They will be ready when you can stick a fork into it. It usually takes 30 to 40 minutes depending on the size of the potatoes. In the meantime, we weigh 330 grams of flour. We use the generic gluten-free mix from Char. This is the one I like. Once the potatoes are ready, we remove them from the water and peel them while they're still hot. Mom cursing internally over here. We then use this weird looking tool, which I believe is called ricer. I don't know, Google, don't fail me on this. So it's just gonna mash the potatoes into this rice looking form. We usually do this process, the peeling and mashing, 1 potato at a time because it's easier to mash them when they're hot. You should be left with something like this. Spread it out so it cools down. We then add the flour and start forming the dough. You might need a little less flour than anticipated according to the potatoes type. It's not a bad sign. Now it's the time to roll the dough into ropes and cut it into pieces. Those will be our gnocchi. To incorporate the sauce more easily, you can form a little hole in the gnocchi like Mom is doing here. Sorry, I'm really terrible at explaining this stuff, so I think it's easier if you just watch it. Put a pot with water on the stove and then, when it's boiling, throw your gnocchi in it. We did it in 2 batches so they have more room in the pot and don't stick to each other. When the gnocchi start floating and this weird foam appears, legends say it's time to remove them from the pot. Again, since gnocchi tend to be quite sticky, we just put some sauce in the bowl to prevent them from turning into one whole huge gnocco. Vediamo come sono in diretta. Dici per cavalletto? No, eh? No. Perfect consistency. They're not too mushy or too hard. They're just perfect consistency. And the cool thing is that gnocchi are per se vegan, okay? It all depends on what you put on top of it. Like if you want to have them with a vegan sauce or vegan ragu of some sort, you can do that. So we are now going to share one of the most important moments of Easter Day. Opening the egg, obviously. So if you watch my stories on Instagram, you know that I love dark chocolate. So for me, the only Easter egg that I love and I always eat is entirely made of dark chocolate. But here in Italy, there is this 2 kind of factions where people, on one side, they just love Kinder Easter eggs, which are, if you don't know what they are, it's basically the same chocolate from Kinder Surprises. And if you're from the US and you don't know what they are like this. But for me, the only kind of eggs that I like, so I'm on the other faction, which is the one of the rest of the egg types, not the Kinder eggs. This is not any particular brand, it's just from the local supermarket, and since I didn't want the Kinder and I didn't want the Lindt one, I just got this ones because I really like the chocolate of these ones. Damn it. So this is what the Easter egg looked like inside. There's always this plastic base. I know. And then there's the egg. So yeah, should we open it? I want it to be nice and not break it with like It's all good, it's all good. You might be able to open an Easter egg at 26. Inside the egg. I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks like a cow. Oh, it's a squishy. It's so soft. It is so soft. The excitement that you get from a Kinder Egg. But no, actually, even growing up, when I was a kid, my favorite part was always the chocolate. Now, this might sound weird to some of you, but actually one way that you can eat your Easter egg is with the pizza al formaggio that you may have seen if you follow me on Instagram. So this is a savory thing, and it just looks like a cake. It's very tall and it's made of like eggs and a ton of cheese inside it. So the contrast between the savory cake and the chocolate is just, I love it. I personally love like mixing savory and sweet things, but not pineapple on pizza. One tradition that we have is to have a huge Easter breakfast with some of the typical dishes like casatiello or pizza al formaggio with the Easter egg, so with the chocolate from the Easter egg. I actually wanted to show you one more thing that's typical from Easter, and please ignore the mess behind me. And this is colomba, which literally translates as dove, and it is kind of like a pandoro or a panettone. The dough is kind of like the same, and it looks like this. Now, we don't have a regular one because it's just me and my mom, and I cannot eat it because it's like there's gluten in it, and she doesn't really eat that much of it. So she shared one with my grandma, and she just took like the one we had at my grandma's. So we have this one, which is chocolate covered, but the regular one is not chocolate covered. So I'm just going to include a picture of what a regular colomba looks like, so you can see what it looks like. And yeah, that's just like pandoro and panettone. There are many, different versions of those. The sun is setting later and later every day, which is so weird. Can I put you down here? We love danger, don't we? This Easter obviously feels a bit weird. I'm sure that if you do celebrate it, you probably feel the same. In my family, we're used to gather together during Easter with my grandma, my uncle, my aunt, and my cousins. And this year it's just me and my mom at home. So it felt a little different. But one thing that I feel like we should not do right now, and I'm talking especially to those of you who've been through this quarantine or lockdown for a few weeks now or a few days, don't lose your hope. Don't lose your positive view of the things, because obviously we all have our moments where we feel like we can't take it anymore and we gave up. But overall, don't do that. Like, it's fine to have a low moment, it's fine to cry, it's fine to have those moments, but then don't forget to get up again. One funny thing that I noticed that here we're doing a lot is we are rediscovering our balconies, because you may know that here in Italy balconies are quite common, and people don't usually, I don't know, I guess we kind of forget about them, especially if you have like a teeny tiny balcony. I'm not talking like if you have a huge terrace, obviously it's easier, but if you have a teeny tiny balcony, you might just ignore it for the whole year. But right now, since this is our only way to actually be outside and breathe fresh air, I see many people reinventing their balconies and setting up tables outside, putting chairs outside just to soak in some sun. And I think it's amazing. I think it's a good example of what we're able to do when we, we put a little effort and we don't give up and we find the positives and we try to live with what we have and we try to make the best of what we have right now in this shitty situation. So I didn't want to end abruptly this video like I did for the past couple of months that I did. I just wanted to end this vlog on a bright note, and I wanted to show you one thing that we're doing during this quarantine period. So every Sunday, it's not something that I came up with. I've seen many people doing this, but every Sunday I gather with some of my friends on Zoom, and each one, like one person each Sunday, talks about for 20 minutes something that they know, just to share their knowledge about a topic that they know with the others. And we do some slides and we just discuss about the topic. So there are questions, and yeah, it's fun and it's a cool way to stay connected and learn something new. Thank you so much for watching this mini vlog. I hope I kept you company during this, I don't know, Easter day. Let me know what you did for Easter, if you have any particular traditions. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in my next video. Ciao!